Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to another magical moon message. This is the Peace Dealer, and the moon is in Sagittarius with the sun 27 degrees Cancer. We're 2 degrees away from the Pluto opposition, and may I remind you, we are in the apocalypse. What draws me to say this is that March 21st, 2020, if you have planetwatcher.com or if you have an Affirmist, look up that date. We had the quadruple conjunction at the final degrees of Capricorn around like the 23, 24, 25, 26 mark, where Pluto's retrograde right now. And, you know, we're about moments away from a Pluto return. I always want to remind you guys that around the time Pluto was here in Capricorn, revolutionary leaders, or some of you may know them as colonizers, had actually fought against taxation without representation. And regardless of if you like them or not, because I don't want to put politics into this and be like, they were good or bad people. Doesn't matter. The actions, because this is all cardinal, the actions they took led to your ability to have opinions about what they did, whether good or bad. Ain't that crazy? Ain't that crazy? Call that fucking revolution. So I just think it's kind of amazing how Pluto's coming back around, and we're mainly in a sign of Capricorn, Pluto exposing impurity in government structure. We're really experiencing firsthand elements of a compromise in integrity coming into government leadership and rulership. And this is why you really want to be mindful of how these will continue to heat up, because we are officially on the other side of Pluto, where things will indefinitely not only get more intense, but now that the moon is in Sagittarius, 6th house to the sun in Cancer, you are experiencing, relative to the supernatural psychic abilities you are fleshing deeper, activated in Aries, and now understood deeper in Cancer, ascending and changing every element of your behavior and lifestyle. Welcome to the lifestyle ascension that is going to literally change your life. Be very mindful of any decisions made to change habits in your life. You're fundamentally taking every single facet of your routine and habitual element of yourself, and you are ascending it. You are literally taking elements of it and you're changing it, to which, as you continue to keep true to this over the next 2 weeks, we'll see a definitive ascension of your whole lifestyle. Really champion elements of yourself with Uranus and Taurus that's manifesting unconventionality and uniqueness physiologically, of how you identify and manifest this identity and how it rubs other people the wrong way. Chiron in Aries is standing up for who you identify as, even if other people don't like it. And yes, that even includes if you're a trans person, if you're like a male to female, female to male, transgendered, and you may see a lot of the stuff I have openly spoken about, my ideas about it. It also counts when you personally not writing stuff on Instagram doesn't do shit, or on my comments, but having the individuality to still stand up for what you identify as, whether I believe it's right or wrong, that's your decision. That has nothing to do with me. I've always said it. It's just my opinion. My opinion really has nothing to do with what you identify as. You feel me? Like, I don't really care about the individual. I care about the concept, right? But outside of that, everyone individually, this is universal. This isn't one-sided. This is you in a position to stand up very powerfully for what you identify as, okay? I'm trans divine. I identify as God. I identify as a God. I'm gonna just be honest. I'm not even human for real. I'm trans divine in this bitch, okay? I have to deal every day with multiple beings. It's not easy being immortal. You know what I'm saying? It's not easy. Shout out to my fellow gods watching this. When I tap into my God power, I sound British. I'm understanding. Maybe I come from somewhere else, but yeah, you know what I'm saying? So a lot of you also identify with divinity, and you know, don't let this world around you tell you what you can or can't be. Okay, if there's anything I've learned over the past couple of years, it's that. So other than that, you feel me? I'm really serious. That was not a joke. Like, I wasn't being sarcastic, I'm being dead ass serious. Like, you really want to allow the triggering of your identification to challenge other people's beliefs, not force it down their throats, but literally stand in the confidence of who you are. And, you know, given the spectrum of energy, people will like it, people will hate it, people will be indifferent. Okay. Outside of that, my identification as a god and or angel, because your boy is trans divine, I'm basically, you know, an angelic divine being in a human form, multi-dimensionality. Shout out to my multi-dimensional crew and family out there. This transit is fundamental. Stop laughing. I can literally feel you laughing. This is not a joke. I'm being serial. I'm being super serial right now. So like, really, really embrace this, because you're going to apply the identification with Chiron and Aries to the Ascenscion moon in Sagittarius applied to your lifestyle relative to Cancer Sun. And this is where you're going to see, and it's going to be brought out into the light, this ascension and change in your lifestyle, in your behavior. You really want to commit to this change, because you're changing the perception around the sincere actions with the sun in Cancer at the final degrees of Cancer that will really, coming into the moon in Capricorn before we get the full moon in Aquarius, bring you into the full power and knowledge of powers that, once again, the last 6 months awakened internally. Now we're coming out socially. This is where you start to spark this fire. And a lot of this has to do with the ideology and damn near epistemology behind how you function and set your own day-to-day routine. So be very mindful, because this is going to make you very keenly discerning psychologically of people's habits. All right, a lot of people don't know they're puppets for dark forces. They're demon possessed, not because they do evil things, but because they express division. Like, the reason why I'm saying this is, a lot of people who seem to do and mean well, you would never expect are puppets for dark forces. They may always come in and say the right thing, but it's the way that they do it. You know what I'm saying? When you see people chilling, you know, agreeing on a certain concept, and then someone comes in and then completely makes it about them or completely ruins the mood by being negative. Well, this is this. That's not just an energy reacting. That's an element of their behavior being exposed, unconscious to them. They're not conscious to what they're putting out there and how it comes off, because they're being possessed. They're unconscious to that emotional reaction. If you even break it down, these psychological maladies, these vibes, express themselves through feelings, right? That you may be unconscious to. This is why logic and being intellectual in a certain capacity can balance that. So outside of that, you're going to be very exposed to the way people try and hide this evil part of themselves, whether they're aware of it or not. You'll even be expressed to how you do it. It's just within the integrity you abide by, you're willing to call yourself out on it. That's what makes you different from the rest of these people who don't call themselves out of it. They project it on other people, and they make their problem other people's problems. You don't have to make their problems your problems. What you want to focus on is letting this moon in Sagittarius unlock supernatural understanding of the ascension of everything that you're going to be setting your lifestyle. You're going to be changing your beliefs of how you see everything you do. Okay. And it's going to be amazing. For those of you who are changing elements of your routine, your exercise, I started NoFap again for the infinitieth time. All right. I'm going to break my record of 4 or 5 days. Your boy gets to like, this is a little bit of TMI, but your boy gets to like, 4 or 5 days, and then I hit the reset button on that bitch. But it's all good because we lit now. And I really just said that to be funny. But I wanted to give you an example of how small, minute changes to your behavior and lifestyle will bring the hugest rewards over the next couple of weeks because of all this energy that's stockpiling. The moon's going to be trining Venus and Mars as it finishes, and so open up to opportunities. Some of you don't feel like you need to make the first move. It's not about making the first move. It's about when that opportunity comes, you take it. The Wheel of Fortune, Jupiter, in astrology and tarot represents a chance. So, you know, two people mutually can make a first move towards each other. Just allow the universe to set you up, because the universe has your back. A lot of people forget that. You be getting alley-ooped. It's when that happens, you don't want to be like stuck, like, should I do it? Should I do it? Just, even if you strike out, just do it, okay? You will get set up. You will get set up. As soon as the moon trines Mars and Venus in Leo, universe about to alley-oop you. Hey, you, take this. And then you're just going to be like, bam, I did that. And you're going to feel courageous. Like, I didn't even usually have the confidence to do that. The universe sent me. And don't be that person that's overthinking it. Like, oh, should I dunk it like this? Should I just do it, B? You already been prepared. You get set up. So just have fun and enjoy what you manifest in, okay? Really. And allow yourself so much more powerful understanding of how at this point, not only are you ascending your lifestyle, but you're getting ready to integrate special aspects of your character that you've unpacked relative to this last 6 months, over the next 6 months, that will develop this out into the world with the society around you. It's time to go out again. It's time to put yourself out again. That doesn't mean you have to be extroverted, but this is going to bring more of a social energy where you'll be interacting more with the world around you in an effort to unpack and practice through social interaction the superpowers you've developed individually. Individual. Yes, we're headed into the social aspect. I'm just joking. Socials are dope. Shout out to the collective. So yeah, other than that, I mean, the moon starts off this transit square 0 degree Jupiter in Pisces. Jupiter in Pisces has finished its sneak peek. You'll be coming into your life-changing miracle. For those of you who've been wanting to know about this life-changing miracle, go to my website, www.thepeacedealer.com. I still have my $250 off sale, 50% off of my consultations, all right? That if you use the code name MIRACLE by the 27th and you say life-changing miracle in the notes, I will detail how Jupiter's transit, wherever it is in your chart, is giving a life-changing miracle. And now that it's at the 0 degree point, is the life-changing. If you think of life change is actually moon in Sagittarius square Jupiter in Pisces with the sun in Cancer. This is what it's all been building towards. Over the next couple of days, you're coming into a miraculous life change. For some of you, your miraculous life change could be, you know what? I stopped eating my meat. I stopped touching my clit every day. And looking at these handsome men on Instagram with their 6-pack abs. I stopped touching my clit, and now I'm like working out and reading books. Jesus Christ, I can't believe I just said that sentence. Oh my God, I have to watch out because people listening. So other than that, you feel me? Like, it could be the smallest things you change for the biggest things, or it could be huge things. Like, you know, holla at me, I got you. I got you. Make sure you take advantage of that. But even if you don't get that, what you need to know is this specific transit is going to induce a life-changing miracle. If you want to know where that is, look to where Jupiter is in your chart. Where's Pisces? And Cancer is going to be the action of how you're actually facilitating this, okay? So amazing. Then the moon's going to square Neptune, and you're literally going to change your perception due to metaphysical supernatural phenomena that integrates over this perception of what's real. Because you have to remember that your understanding and perception of reality is merely just a perception. It's not actually what it really is, because you hallucinate your conscious reality. And if you want to look more into that, type in Anil Seth, ANILSETH, TED Talks. He literally goes in and breaks down how the average human or anybody hallucinates their conscious reality. It's not a bad thing. This is actually very fascinating. But when you realize that, you should take less seriously the whole notion that you actually know anything that's happening, because you're meant to experience and embrace, be fully present in this moon in Sagittarius, and stay blessed as always, because this is not just changing your life with a miracle. It's integrating every upgrade and advancement that you've worked really hard in developing and awakening your supernatural abilities. Godspeed. Peace.